How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. You're about to see some of the scariest videos going around the internet. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content. Just like this. Our first clip of the day has been going viral this past couple of weeks. Its origins are a mystery, but this version was uploaded to Twitter by Sitio Paranormal. It was captured in the emergency department of an undisclosed hospital. Take a look. A patient is behaving strangely as hospital staff watch on. He waves his hands around in the air. Eventually, the staff try to calm him down. At the end, it almost looks like he comes to his senses and begins to recognize what's actually going on. Initially, when this clip started doing the social media rounds, many were calling it a demonic possession caught on camera. But most likely, the man is extremely intoxicated by an unknown substance. However, there's no denying his grand, over-the-top gestures at the beginning of the video are unsettling to see and invoke images of someone in the throes of something demonic.
Dios mío. Hey, pero no le pueden poner un medicamento.
When user Space and Flowers uploaded an eerie photo to Reddit, it left the community abuzz with talk of whether or not it shows a real ghost. At first, the photo, which was taken at a children's museum, appears perfectly normal. That is until you take a look at the upper right-hand corner of the image. In the window, you can make out what looks like two dark hands pressed up against the glass. There's even the faint impression of a head and torso. The poster notes that the room is normally used for arts and crafts and that the window is often covered in chalk and paint, as you can see here in this photo. However, the window gets thoroughly cleaned every evening at closing time. Here's a photo of what it normally looks like. The window is clear, and there doesn't appear to be anything that would give the impression of a transparent figure pressing their hands on the glass. So what are we looking at here then? The OP followed up the image by saying that a lot of the cleaning staff at the museum have said that they believe the property is haunted. So are the handprints just leftovers from one of the arts and crafts sessions? If so, then how do you explain the partially visible head and torso? Love to hear your thoughts on this eerie photo in the comments down below. Our first clip of the day is an eerie little sighting uploaded to TikTok by elkakui.tv. It's late at night and a vehicle is making its way through a dimly lit one-way tunnel. Soon, the driver spots something quite unusual. Take a look. As they pass by, you can make out what looks like a small child standing on the side of the road. The passenger and the driver himself ask if that was a kid. Naturally, viewers have come to two possible conclusions, and both are just as eerie. The first is that what we're seeing is a genuinely lost child stuck in the middle of a road in a dimly lit tunnel in what appears to be the middle of nowhere. The second conclusion that some viewers reached is that it's an apparition of a child, perhaps someone who sadly lost their lives along this very stretch of road. So either way, both scenarios are sad and eerie.
Mira, un niño ahí. ¿Un niño era, no? Un niño, Mario. Era un niño, porque la verdad que está viendo el video.
In October 2022, Redditor Phantom881999 posted some bizarre CCTV footage that was captured outside of his dad's workplace. The footage shows a night vision view of a small deserted roadway. It's a little before midnight when something horrible comes into view. Watch. Although distorted, it looks to be two transparent figures hobbling along the road. The one in the back walks more upright, while the figure in the foreground is hunched over and almost looks to be walking on all fours. Both shapes are largely transparent, so you can't make any definite features, yet some Redditors have suggested that it reminds them of a demon walking next to a vicious hellhound. Here it is again in slow motion. Other viewers are a bit more skeptical. They think it could just be a normal person smoking a cigarette, which would explain the glowing near the top of the shape, and that they're out walking their very normal dog. However, the strange appearance of the shapes makes others less certain that this video could be showing anything so mundane. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this very strange piece of footage. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This next one's been doing the social media rounds this past week, prompting viewers to wonder if teleportation is a real thing. TikToker Leslie XO was happily watching the evening news when they spotted something quite unusual in the background of an interview. Take a look. Watching that again, you can see a man materialize out of nowhere. Initially, some people thought that there must have been a cut in the footage, but if you watch the women in the foreground, there doesn't appear to be a cut at all. Then some people suggested it could be a green screen, but the news anchor and the interviewee appeared to be there in person. You can even see their hair blowing in the breeze. The best and most enjoyable theory thrown out there is that what we're seeing is a man teleporting on live TV. Perhaps he's a time traveler on an important mission to alter our timeline. One commenter jokingly said that time travelers have to go to the grocery store just like everyone else. So what do you make of this bizarre sighting? Technical glitch or genuine time traveler? Furiously type your opinions in the comments down below. Some strange activity's been caught on a restaurant's CCTV system, and many viewers are calling it supernatural. In the early hours of April 10th, 2022, Reddit user Muan2012 was finishing his evening shift at a restaurant when something strange happened in the back room. The OP and his co-workers heard a banging noise as though objects were being flung around in the office. When they looked in the room, there was nothing out of the ordinary. Luckily, the CCTV camera was running the whole time. This is what it captured. It's nearly 1 AM when a laptop comes flying out of a cupboard in the back room. When the footage hit Reddit, responses varied. Some thought it was just the workers pulling a prank for that sweet Reddit cred, but the OP responded saying why would they risk breaking a work laptop for a few internet views. Others thought it was the work of a poltergeist, a type of spiritual entity that many believe has the power to interact with the physical world. So I'll throw this one out to you for final judgment. What do you think's been caught on CCTV here? Is it just a prank, a coincidence, or something a little more mysterious? Let me know in the comments down below. An eerie clip from TikToker Coco Handoko27 has been causing viewers to do a double take. The TikTok shows a group of construction workers standing around a worksite at the Paradia gold mine in northern Indonesia. At first, everything in the video may seem normal, but take a good long look at each of the workers as the camera rolls. See if you can spot anything odd. One of the first men that the camera captures appears to be missing his head. The camera moves quickly, but once you see it, it's impossible to miss. We see his high visibility vest, the top of a black turtleneck shirt, and then nothing. According to the TikToker, the man in the video is just an ordinary person who appeared healthy and normal before and after the recording. Some viewers said it could just be a glitch in the camera or even a spare work shirt propped up on something, making it look like a headless person. But that doesn't take into account the uploader's testimony that the person was perfectly normal at the time of recording. If this was just an isolated incident, then you might just chalk it up as a glitch in the camera. But the creepy thing is, Indonesia has many reports of headless apparitions having been spotted all over the country. This pic here shows a group of students hanging out and posing for a group photo. However, in the background, you can see a headless torso in yellow standing behind the group. Then this photo here, taken in Palangkaraya, Indonesia, shows another headless person standing in the background. So what's going on here then? According to Indonesian folklore, particularly around Bali, there are types of spirits called layaks that can manifest as headless bodies. Many Balinese people believe that layaks are actually practitioners of black magic, and that during the day they appear human. But if you spot one at nighttime, they appear grotesque, with their organs hanging outside of their body. So could these sightings be evidence that the legendary layak really does exist? Take another look and decide for yourself. This next one is some bizarre CCTV footage taken in an unknown back alley. Everything seems normal, but keep an eye on the cat. Watching that again, it looks like the cat starts a fire among a pile of rubbish in the corner of the alley. Cats have a long history of being associated with superstition and folklore. In many ancient cultures, cats were believed to have magical powers and were often associated with the supernatural. In some traditions, cats were thought to be able to predict the future or bring good luck. In others, they were believed to be able to communicate with the spirits of the dead. In many cultures, black cats were particularly associated with witchcraft and were often thought to be familiars of witches. So how do you explain this bizarre sighting? Did the cat really start the fire? Or is there another, more grounded explanation for what's going on here? Share your theories with one another in the comment section down below. Our last clip of the day is quite a strange one. It's some security footage from a grocery store. It was uploaded to Instagram by A Guide to Combat. At first, everything appears perfectly normal. That is until this happens. Out of nowhere, the man starts acting strangely as though he's seen something horrible just above him. He panics, then appears to collapse to the ground. So what did the man see that caused such a drastic reaction? Some people thought the man was just an actor, perhaps playing a prank on the security staff monitoring the cameras. But others aren't so sure, saying the sudden change in behaviour looks quite genuine. So what do you think's going on here? If it's a seizure of some kind, why does he look upwards as though something is coming to get him? There have been a few other clips floating around recently showing people behaving very similarly. Love to hear your theories on this bizarre behaviour in the comments down below. Some security footage that people claim depict supernatural events is disturbing because of its banality, because of how closely it matches our everyday experiences. Then there's this footage from YouTuber Terra Latente. The footage appears to be from a security camera set to night mode mounted in a high corner of a hallway. As the footage begins, we see a person standing in the corner, their face and body only inches from the wall. After a few seconds, something black flies off to the right. Then the camera glitches heavily. But watch what happens next. An empty wheelchair rolls through the room. The person then turns to the camera. We can see that her eyes seem to glow in the dim light of the room. It's unclear when or where this footage was recorded, nor do we know who the person in the footage could be. Some viewers have suggested it could just be a snippet from a horror movie, but no one's been able to identify which film exactly. So let us know, have you seen this clip before? Is it just a movie, or could it be some real security footage? Let us know down below. This next one's also been doing the social media rounds. This version was uploaded to Instagram by The Inexplicable. The clip begins with someone sweeping up a pool of water at what appears to be a cemetery. But soon, something unusual starts happening. The pool of water begins to swirl in a strange way. Given the setting, many viewers were quick to fling this sighting into the realms of the paranormal. Many believe it could be a spirit trying to make contact. A more down-to-earth theory suggests that there could be a gap under the tiles, causing the water to swirl and bubble as it partially drains, or perhaps the water is reacting to a draft coming up through the tiles. Unfortunately, the clip is just too brief to make a definitive call, and without being there in person, it's impossible to know whether there actually is a gap in the tiles or not. Still, it hasn't stopped this clip from going viral, with many certain it's evidence of a spiritual entity making itself known at this old cemetery. This bizarre drone footage was submitted to our Slaptam subreddit. The user, who has since deleted their account, says that they were flying their drone through a large field at nighttime when they spotted something rather unusual. Take a look. The drone, which is fitted with a night vision lens, spots a strange looking figure standing in the middle of the field. At first glance, it looks like the classic depiction of an alien grey, small body and a large bulbous head. The OP notes that at first they thought it was another hunter, but then they realised the figure is only about 4 foot tall. However, some viewers have pointed out that it could just be a case of misidentification. If you look closely, it's most likely just 2 deer standing very closely together, giving a strange perspective. So sadly, this isn't a giant-headed alien grey just chilling in a field. After checking out this weird footage, you may start paying more attention to the little details when your favourite star is posing for the paparazzi. In this video, we see megastar Scarlet Johansson talking to a reporter at the Golden Globe Awards. While you may be focused on the interview, you might want to keep an eye on the woman in the background.
For you tonight. Philip Seymour Hoffman winning for Best Actor for a Drama.
I think, being...
Did you spot anything unusual? As Scarlett speaks to the reporter, the woman walks behind her. Then, a man in a dark suit quickly follows her. A few seconds later, the man emerges on Scarlett's right, but the woman does not.
For you tonight. Philip Seymour Hoffman winning for Best Actor for a Drama.
What happened to the woman in the black dress? There doesn't seem to be a lot of room between Scarlett and the wall behind her, so it doesn't seem possible that the man in the suit could have passed behind her without the woman in black getting out of the way first. Many people who have viewed this footage have theorised that the woman simply vanished into thin air, while others insist it's just a trick of perspective. Have fun watching this one over and over, and let me know where you land in the comments down below.
Philip Seymour Hoffman winning for Best Actor for a Drama.
Is it scarier to think that a ghost or a human intruder is exploring your property at nighttime? The following still shots from a security camera make you ponder just that question. The images, which were posted by Redditor S. Casey, show a human figure approaching the back of a house. The photos come from a security camera on the property which takes pictures when a motion sensor is triggered. The images were sent to the Redditor by their mother-in-law without an explanation. The user's first reaction was to ask, "Why are you sending me an old blurry image of grandma?" The creepy thing is, their grandmother Nancy passed away in 2013. The security footage was captured this year. Compare the figure in the security picture with these photos of Nancy. There is certainly a strong resemblance. There are many other factors that suggest something odd is indeed happening here. The property is in a gated community and has a 6-foot-high fence, meaning it'd be very difficult for someone to enter the backyard. Also, the figure appears to be somewhat translucent, even though the rest of the background is quite clear. The original poster hopes that it is an apparition of her grandmother returning to make sure that everyone's okay. But many commenters are concerned that the figure is a human intruder, an idea that most deem even more frightening. So would you be more comfortable knowing this is a wandering spirit or a nosy neighbour? Let me know in the comments down below. Does this next video really show paranormal activity? You be the judge. In the brief clip uploaded to Reddit by Steven Needs Help, we see a kitchen drawer opening seemingly all by itself. The poster says that his sister recorded the footage around midnight and that it's actually the first time they've got something on camera. While the video has garnered many upvotes on Reddit, some viewers think the drawer itself might be unlevel. In this case, making it open slowly when it's packed with items in an imbalanced way. Either that, or a fine piece of wire or fishing line has been attached to the drawer and someone is pulling it open off camera. As is often the case with these types of videos, we have to take the poster's word. Does it really show some paranormal activity? I think we can hold off on calling the Ghostbusters on this one, at least for the time being. Many people are familiar with the story of the Titanic, the largest ocean liner of its time to set sail across the ocean. But have you ever wondered about the spirits of those who went down with the ship? You may indeed start to wonder after seeing this footage from the YouTube channel Ghost Hunt Weekends. The Titanic set sail across the Atlantic Ocean in April of 1912. Unfortunately, most of the passengers never reached their destination in the United States. On April 15, the ship struck a large iceberg in the middle of the ocean, tearing a large hole in the ship's hull. In a matter of hours, the ship sank into the icy waters of the Atlantic, killing 1,500 of its approximately 2,220 passengers and crew, making it one of the deadliest ocean disasters in history. In this video, a team of ghost hunters visit the Titanic Museum, where numerous artifacts from the sunken ship are prominently on display. Evidently hoping that some spiritual energy from the tragically deceased passengers might still be clinging to these artifacts, they try to contact spirits within the museum.
These meters going nuts.
Can you stop for a second? I'm the guy with the gifts.
In an exhibit featuring metal gates from the ship, behind which many lower class passengers were locked, left to drown as the ship filled with water, they ask any spirits to show themselves.
Can you show yourself to us?
The camera remains focused on the door for quite a while, only panning away briefly. However, when the camera does pan over the gathered crowd, look at the back closely.
We can't hear you if you're in there.
A strange figure in a dark cloak slips behind the eagerly watching onlookers. Those who were there that day say they never saw anyone or anything that fits the description of this eerie dark figure. So is this a spirit that's somehow attached to a remnant from the ill-fated Titanic? Watch the footage again and decide for yourself.
We can't hear you if you're in there. We're gonna leave.
It's thought that children might be more sensitive than adults to the paranormal. Maybe it's just because of their active imaginations, but kids often claim to feel and see things that grown-ups can't. This video, uploaded to TikTok by Paranoid Normal, shows a photograph that might just prove this to be true. The pic was snapped by a young girl on her toy camera. According to the girl's mother, their child had been seeing someone in her room and started refusing to sleep in there. On the day that this photo was captured, the girl and her mother were sitting inside the house all alone. As the girl was taking pictures, she turned and said, "Mummy, there's a man in my photo." Her mother grabbed the camera and was startled to see the dark silhouette of a manly figure standing in their hallway. As the poster says her husband was at work at the time, who or what could this shadowy figure be? Is it possible that the young girl has captured photographic proof that there really is something else inside their home? Perhaps it's time for her parents to believe her. These next two photos were posted to our Slaptam community page over on Facebook. Captured by Kaza Highlands, the first image shows a typical scene at the park. Children are running around having fun, and we can see the poster's son in the foreground. However, pay particular attention to the little girl in the background, just to the right of the poster's son's shoulder. In the second photo, taken about 15 seconds later, the young girl doesn't seem to be there anymore. Instead, it looks as though she's been replaced by a pale, ghoulish-looking figure. When the photos were posted to Facebook, viewers seemed to be at a loss to explain the second image. Could this just be a case of pareidolia, caused perhaps by the camera itself, or is there something more mysterious going on here? Take a look at these images side by side and judge for yourself. Old jails are often favourites of supernatural enthusiasts. Their long and often violent histories seem to suggest that they might play home to some rather restless spirits. Paranormal investigators American Ghost Project posted this video to our Slaptam subreddit. It was captured at the Sickiston City Jail in Missouri on one of their static infrared cameras placed in the old booking room. In the beginning of the video, we can see one of the ghost hunters walking from right to left before disappearing from frame. Take a look at what happens next. A few seconds pass before a bizarre light looks as though it emerges from the wall of the jail. It then seems to follow the woman out of the room. The shape appears to leave a trail behind it as it moves, and while this effect might be explained by the camera's frame rate, the object itself is not so easily dismissed. This certainly is a strange capture. What do you think it could be? Take another look at the footage and let me know your theories in the comments down below. Most people expect to feel safe leaving their house in the broad light of day. However, as you can see in the following footage uploaded to YouTube by Global News, even the daylight hours aren't a strong enough deterrent for some creepy people. The footage was captured at around 5:30 PM by a woman in Vancouver, Canada, as she was making a quick trip to the store. She claims that she noticed a strange man walking close behind her. She stepped off the path to let him pass. However, he kept following her. Wisely, she took out her phone and began recording. We can see the man, whose face is covered by a mask, following the woman for some time. Eventually, she reaches a local skate park, where she asks a group of strangers if she can wait with them until the man leaves.
Hey, do you mind if I sit with you guys? This guy's literally been following me in circles for like 40 minutes and I've been recording it.
One of the Good Samaritans then confronts the stalker, who soon leaves. The woman says that in retrospect, she probably should have phoned the police, but in the stress of the moment, her priority was getting somewhere safe and staying ahead of her pursuer. She also noted that she's heard from people that the man has been in the area quite a bit and that she's positive she'll run into him again. The brazen way in which the man follows the woman is certainly alarming, especially seeing it during the day. Many supernatural enthusiasts believe that certain locations are more likely to be haunted than others. Places that see a lot of death, like battlefields, cemeteries, and hospitals, are high on the list when it comes to capturing proof of the paranormal. Reddit user Arachnid Altruist uploaded this clip that might show evidence of a ghost roaming the halls of the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. Take a look. At first, the clip can be a little confusing as it shows a woman scrolling between two separate pieces of video at once. The video on the left shows a woman pushing a trolley. In it, you can see clearly that there doesn't appear to be anyone standing behind her. In the second clip, we can see briefly the head of someone standing to the left of the woman. It's visible only for a split second before it vanishes from view. The woman who's holding the camera then explains that if you watch closely, you can see a shadow pop into view shortly after. The clip then continues, showing the hallway with two women walking towards the door. However, there appears to be no trace of the mysterious figure seen earlier. As usual, several viewers thought that they might have solved the mystery. They suggested that the whole thing might be a trick of perspective and that one of the people that we can see later walking down the hallway actually is the mystery person. So what do you think? Is there a ghost haunting the halls of the Children's Hospital in LA? Or can this footage be explained in some other way? Watch the clip again and let me know in the comments. Are our eyes playing tricks on us, or is there something sinister in this room? This video, posted by Redditor Notel4117, shows real-time footage on a video monitor. The camera is set up in the Redditor's cousin's room while the user is house-sitting for his aunt. No one else is in the house. So why does the monitor appear to show a dark silhouette standing by the desk?
Tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room.
First, he takes us on a quick tour of the room, recording it with his camera.
There's no one in here.
He pans from the desk to the bed, demonstrating that there's no one else in the room.
Closet.
The OP even cracks open the closet door to take a look. It's dark inside, but there's no sign of life.
Nothing.
When the cameraman goes back to the living room, he picks up the monitor, which shows the live feed from the room he was just in.
Right on the monitor here.
Now, there appears to be a short, dark figure behind the stuffed dinosaur.
Tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room.
It appears to have a head and ears, but its body is just a dark blob. The figure doesn't move, but it doesn't disappear either. It doesn't react when the cameraman throws a ball into the room.
Okay, alright.
Some people believe that the figure is just a shadow. The poor quality of the monitor's camera is making the stuffed dinosaur's face look ghostly as well. Many commenters think that they would have a better explanation if they could see the cameraman moving in real time on the monitor's screen, but apparently he's too afraid to go back into the room.
What the fuck? Okay.
So what do you think's going on here? Would you dare enter in an effort to get some answers? Let me know in the comments down below. Ever had a creepy feeling like you've been watched, but when you turn around you realise there's no one there? Well, in this video, uploaded to the Slaptam subreddit by Fellamundo, it seems that the poster managed to capture video evidence that someone was indeed watching him from afar. Take a look. There appears to be a pale, ghostly face staring at him from the window. The poster claims that he captured this unnerving footage early one morning while he was taking an outdoor whiz on his aunt's property in Gainesville, Florida. He goes on to say that at the time he captured the footage, all his family were asleep. He also notes that his family has a darker skin tone, unlike the face seen in this video. As the footage continues, the poster actually goes to the window to get a better look inside. However, as he does, the face seems to just disappear. He even points the camera inside the room, and there's no trace of anyone anywhere. After the clip was posted online, several viewers wondered why the video suddenly ended just as he peeks inside the window. The poster's response was that he was using Snapchat to film the incident, which has a limited amount of recording time. So who, or what, was watching the poster from the window? Could it have been a ghost, or is there another way to explain this chilling footage? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. When you're stuck in traffic, there's little you can do except wait for it to begin to move again. In this creepy clip shared to YouTube by WRTV Indianapolis, take a look at what can happen while your vehicle remains stationary.
Stop!
The footage was captured on a cell phone by a woman stopped in Avon, Indiana. In the beginning of the clip, we see a man exit a dark car that's alongside the woman's vehicle. Strangely, the man appears to be recording the woman on his cell phone as he approaches the car's window. Suddenly, things go from creepy to terrifying as the man approaches the passenger side door. Thankfully, the door's locked. However, he continues trying to open it, likely trying to intimidate the woman. She yells for him to stop, and he eventually returns to his car. Meanwhile, other motorists can be heard honking their horns at him to move his vehicle out of the way. Luckily, the woman who captured this footage had the presence of mind to lock her doors and film the ordeal on her cell phone to later assist the police with their inquiries. This footage certainly serves as a stark reminder to always keep your car doors locked while you're stationary in traffic. This image was sent to us by a man named Chuck Walters. He says that the picture was captured in Bay City, Michigan at a golf club adjoining a resort hotel. The sender claims that the photo was actually given to him by a staff member who said that the ladies seen in the pic were checking out the facilities for an upcoming wedding. While the exact golf club where the image was captured isn't mentioned, the sender does note that this particular one had a troubled past with several suicides committed on the premises. The ghostly figure could be the result of long exposure, however it seems unlikely as nothing else in the image is blurry or transparent. Furthermore, the women seem to be using a cell phone to take the picture, so why would it be set to take a long exposure photo? Does this golf resort really have a resident ghost? Until more information comes to hand, this mystery will have to remain unsolved. It's not uncommon for people to be scared of the dark, strange noises, mysterious shadows. Many people talk about the Hat Man or shadow people, beings who they claim to visit them while they sleep. This photo might have captured evidence of just such a visitation. The image, which was posted to Facebook by Mark Summer, was supposedly captured by his friend's 13-year-old daughter. In it, we see the interior of a room. In front of the dresser, there's the unmistakable silhouette of a man wearing a hat. The young girl who captured the pic was experiencing sleep paralysis at the time, a phenomenon during which you feel as though you're awake, but you find you can't move your body at all. When she finally snapped out of it, she heard a noise coming from across her room. She quickly grabbed her cell phone and took this photo. Many people who experience sleep paralysis are also known to see terror-inducing nighttime visitors. In fact, after this photo was posted online, several viewers said that they too had been visited by a similar figure throughout their lives. Some say that the Hat Man or similar shadowy figure sightings occurred during the period between sleep and waking. But could this photo prove that this entity doesn't just lurk in our dream state? Have you ever seen the Hat Man or a shadow person? Maybe it was more than just a figment of your imagination. It always pays to be aware of your surroundings. This terrifying video uploaded to YouTube by Inside Edition shows what could happen if you aren't on your guard. A New York woman was walking home from work in the wee hours of the morning when she noticed a stranger lurking near the entrance to her apartment building. What happens next will make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
Open up the door. Excuse me. Excuse me.
As you can see, the man follows her into the building. Security footage from a camera near the woman's door shows the frightening moment she tries desperately to unlock her door. Then, just as she steps inside her apartment, we see the man come running around the corner. He reaches for the door just as she manages to push it closed. However, the nightmare doesn't end there. The man remains outside the door for several more minutes, knocking and repeatedly demanding that she open the door.
Open up the door! Excuse me! Excuse me!
Thankfully, the wise woman kept her door tightly locked and the authorities were soon alerted. When friends get together, there's usually lots of pictures taken to remember the good times. This next photo was posted to Facebook by the Crime Lab. The image shows a group of friends as they were taking a walk in an unlit rural area early one morning. According to the poster, one friend asked to take some photos of the group. As there was little light, they decided to use a flash. Everything seems relatively normal in this first photo. However, take a look at the second one. There's a figure with a ghostly pale face standing behind the friends on the left-hand side. The poster notes that it wasn't until he was going through the photos sometime later that he was shocked to see the extra figure. He also said that no one who was there at the time could identify who this person is. Looking at the figure, he certainly does give off a ghostly vibe. One commenter even suggested that the figure looks like the ghost of someone who died of frostbite. The poster goes on to point out that if you take a close look at the figure's legs, they don't look human. It's even been suggested that they actually resemble hooves. This is a rather unnerving photo. As the group was in a remote, unlit location early in the morning, it seems like there would be little chance that a random passerby could stop and pose for the photo and then leave without anyone noticing. If the ghostly photobomber was unrecognizable to anyone else in the picture, it certainly does make you wonder about who or what it might have been. We'll leave this one up to you, the viewer. Does this photo really show a ghost? Or is there another way to explain the mysterious figure's presence? Are we being visited by aliens? And if so, is the military aware? These questions continue to be asked worldwide. In this video, posted to Instagram by Carol Capel Official, we see footage that might just answer both these questions at once. The clip begins as the camera holder focuses in on an object that appears to be hovering in the sky. Take a look. Suddenly, a jet comes thundering into view. It seems to circle the area. The footage then cuts to the object again. This time, the jet also comes into view. Suddenly, the mysterious object seems to vanish from sight. In the description, the poster notes that the footage was captured in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and that the jet or jets seen are actually from the Brazilian Air Force. So does this video show proof that the government is aware of extraterrestrial visitors? Watch the clip again and decide for yourself. This first piece of footage on our list was posted to TikTok by Sasha000. It's an excerpt taken from the telecast of the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. As foreign dignitaries, friends and loved ones parade ceremoniously past the decorated coffin, several guards stand stoically on the lookout. Suddenly, something rather strange happens to the guard on the bottom right. Take a look. The guard's headpiece begins to fray out to the side as if lifted by some sort of unseen force. Some commenters thought it could be caused by the wind. There is a candle behind the guard that's also flickering. However, the guests don't appear to be moving fast enough to be stirring up a breeze. Add to that, the headpiece's movement doesn't look like it's being blown about randomly. So is it the Queen playfully making her presence known, or is there another way to explain the movement of the guard's headpiece? Let me know your thoughts on this curious piece of footage in the comments down below.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. In case you haven't heard the news, we've launched a brand new second channel. You can see the latest episode right there. Otherwise, there's a spooky playlist there that'll creep you out well into the night, we promise. Leave us a comment down below, smash that thumbs up button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.